Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys got the message and can join me here today. Let me adjust this a little bit since I moved around. But I'm coming to you today from home rather than from the store. And we'll give everybody a minute to join. So if you did get this message and are joining me live, please say hi so that I know some people are there. And if you don't get a chance to see it live, I hope you'll take the opportunity to watch it later on either Facebook or on YouTube. Hey, Decker. I am at home today because as soon as I'm finished here, we are going to jump in the car and take off for a couple days. It is our 50th wedding anniversary this week, and after working so hard on the sidewalk sales and the busyness of the week, I realized that if we didn't go these 2 days, I would be way too busy the rest of the month to do much of anything. So we're jumping on this opportunity. So I decided to do the live this morning from home. Hey, Shelly and Dale, thanks for joining. August for me is a real roller coaster. Hey, Judy, of emotions. The month starts off on a real high with our wedding anniversary and my birthday, and then the activity of the whole month. And at the end of the month, we delicately remember both my sister and sister-in-law who passed away within 3 days of each other 12 years ago, which also marks the anniversary of our move into our current location. So it's very poignant to remember my last few times with Heidi and how important she was to making the move. There are things in that store that are gifts from her that I will always treasure. But it's also hard to believe that it's been 12 years. But there it goes. Time certainly flies. Hey, Eileen. And I know 50 years, I can't believe it either. I really can't believe it. But here we are, 50 freaking years. So we'll go back to where we first celebrated on our honeymoon, and the hotel is no longer there, but we are a little bit wiser and a little bit richer and can afford a little bit better place to stay this time. So we'll have a very happy, nice, refreshing little time away. Good morning, Carrie. So here I am, ready for some fun. The sidewalk sales were very successful and really went well. We sold a lot of yarn, and we sold sweaters in the You Can Say You Made It sale part of the sidewalk sales. The sweaters are now down and put away, and they're going to be, what's left is going to be donated. But what I found, again, truly amazing, hi Jerry, was that watching the same sweater get tried on by a number of different people until finally the right person puts it on. And it's almost magical to see how it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It's not quite right. It's not really a match. And then that person puts it on, and it's just, everything is right. The fit, the style, the color, everything just matches. So it was a real treat to be able to see some of those sweaters go to what I think of as the right person. It always feels so good to know that some of those things that I have knit now have new homes and will be treasured for what they are. So that was really fun. We're keeping the shawls and scarves and cowls. I might put them away for the rest of the summer and bring them out again, because it is something that a lot of people that visit us in the fall and winter ask about. So we'll be able to offer them those kinds of small projects that they might be looking for. So they're not going anywhere. I've got a lot of notes, so I just want to make sure that I cover everything before Russ is off walking the dog, but the packing's all done, so I want to make sure I cover it all before he shows up and is ready to go. So one of the new things, oh yeah, I want to tell you that I got an email and the scaffolding is supposed to come down this week. They are hopefully going to even start taking it down today. And if Kate's on this, she'll be relieved to hear that. Hopefully, I'm really got my fingers crossed that it'll come down today and tomorrow so that it's not too noisy for her or in the store on Wednesday. And then they're going to clean up all of the residue left from all of the brickwork that they were able to do. So when I get back and I'm back in the store on Thursday, we'll have a nice, bright, shiny, clean storefront. And we won't be tracking in all that brick dust again all over the carpet. And the scaffolding will be down. What will be missing is our old Northampton wool sign. I told you before that they took that down. It was pretty rotten. And we did save the sheep, and we're going to have the sheep in a shadow box ensconced in the store somewhere. But we are in the process of having a new sign made. So the whole storefront will have a nice fresh look fairly soon, before the fall, definitely. So there's a new project that I got from Eileen, using a yarn that I've told you about before. And this is sort of going to be an Urth Yarn day. Good morning, Paula. I showed you this yarn when it first came in. It's called Oleo, and it's from Gusto, which is the sister company of Urth Yarns. And Eileen made a pair of fingerless mitts out of a skein of yarn of the Oleo that she got, and she had enough left from that one skein to make a pair for the shop as well. The pattern is called Point Edward Mitts, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry, and they fit really, really nicely. Eileen, do you remember what size needle it was? And what I love is that the cuff part is even on the thumbs, so they have a real polished look to them. So if it's really cold, you can fold all the cuffs up and wear it so that it does protect your fingers, or in a true fingerless mitt fashion, wear it all cuffed. I think I have to turn that cuff down when it's off. There we go. Doesn't that look cool? And it's a nice deep rib, so it's really going to cover all of your wrist. Okay, so Eileen says it called for a 4, but she used a 5. Eileen is a pretty tight knitter, so if you're a loose knitter, you'll want to use the 4, because these have a really nice fit to them, and they fit me a little bit on the tight side, which means that it'll fit most people comfortably. My hands tend to be a little bit on the big side, so sometimes when I make fingerless mitts, they tend to be a little bit loose for most people. But I love that. Again, it's the Point Edward Mitts, a free pattern on Ravelry, and you can get 2 pair. We got the whole thing going. 2 full pair out of 1 skein of the Oleo yarn, and that is on the website. I've shown you the colors before. You can look at all of the colors on the website and see what we've got left of them, because we have been kind of slowly poking away at selling it, but they feel really nice too. They're very, very soft. So that's a new project that's in the store. The other thing that happened last week that I was too busy to actually take advantage of, so Shelley's made them before too, and she did use the size 4 on the Point Edwards. Okay, good. They worked. The other thing is from Urth Yarns. It's a brand new yarn that they launched last week called Spiral. And it's called Spiral because of the connection that Urth Yarn has with trees. Remember, Urth Yarn plants a tree for every skein of yarn that they sell. And the spiral is also a reflection of the way trunks kind of twist around a lot of trees, especially a specific type of tree in Turkey. So I've wound 2 colors up and I started to knit with it. We chose two of the relatively subtle colors, so I'm not sure that this is going to show up that well, but this is called ginkgo. All of the color names are types of trees, and it goes from a light yellow into a paler yellow and then with some brown. And I've paired it with a color that I did not write down the name of, so I don't remember what this particular one is, but this is more of a beige and brown one. Now, we are fortunate enough to be one of only 41 stores across the nation that are part of the early launch of this yarn. There are 20 colors, and they've done it in both a fingering weight, which is what we have in stock right now, and a worsted weight, and we'll be getting the worsted weight by the end of the month. But this fingering weight is really a delight to knit with. They will be coming out with a bunch of new designs. Their design team is working on projects specifically using this yarn. And they are also recommending that it's a perfect match with a lot of the Andrea Mowry shift designs. And I started a cowl that is a takeoff on her slip stitch pattern. I mean, Andrea Mowry did not think up this slip stitch, but she did put it up together in her different cowl and sweater designs. So this is the brown background, and all of the brown stitches are slipped, and then you knit two with the yellow. And on the next round, you again slip the brown stitches and you purl two with the yellow, and then you do 2 rounds of knit with the brown. And I'm going to work my way through that pattern so that to make this cowl. I'll have the pattern written this weekend. This yarn is live on our website. You can see the brilliant colors. Urth Yarns did a fantastic job of photographing all of the colors and all of the yarn. And these photographs themselves are just stunning. We haven't put the yarn out. It is on the floor, still in the plastic bags, in the box. But you're welcome to plow through. But you can get a really good idea of the range of colors by looking at the colors on the website. This is going to be 1 skein of each color, and I can already tell by what I've got done and how big the skeins are that there's going to be enough with those 2 skeins to make 2 of these cowls. You can use it for hats. It'll be great for fingerless mitts as well. But I think looking at the colors, it's really going to be great for color work where you might use one of these and a solid color with it to really let this yarn show itself off in little bits and pieces. So we're going to be experimenting with a lot of the colors in the upcoming days, just because I really want to see what all of them knit up like, and we've got plenty of them. I think I've got 20 skeins of each of the 20 colors, so we have a lot of that yarn, so I can really play with it. This is one of the pieces that I'm going to take with me this week, so in that long car ride today, I will probably come pretty close to getting it finished. So those are the 2 new things that I wanted to tell you about. And I just also wanted to mention that our clearance sale is about to enter its last days. And on Thursday, probably Friday, when Kate's in the store with me, we will do another live where I will mark down a lot of the remaining yarns down to 75% off. So if you're planning on shopping this week, you might want to shop on Saturday or late Friday afternoon and see what you can find that's marked down even further. Eileen, I can't really see it. Sorry. But I needed to see that message from Eileen, and this is an informal day. So anyway, I'm going to do another live on Friday, and I will be marking things down to 75%. There are handfuls of some yarns left. Again, great for those small projects or those gifts. of knitting, which brings me around to today's topic. And with it being near to my birthday and anniversary, and with the sale going on and me talking about gift knitting, it had me thinking about just what it means to gift our knit things to people. I had a few people in during the sale that told me that they gave away a lot of the things that they knit, and maybe they were picking something up this time to knit for themselves, which I was happy about. We all deserve something that we knit. But when we gift our knits, I think we give them with several different levels of love and hope and hopefully positive thoughts. Thanks, Paula. First of all, on the very most basic level, we have a love of our craft. We love the knitting part of it, the feel of the yarn, the look of the design, the actual doing of through the knitting, and crocheting is part of this as well, process. And that comes out through our hands. Whether you know it or not, there is an attachment there. The reverse side of that is the number of people that have told me about projects that they've not been able to finish because they become attached to a bad time in their life, the passing of a loved one, the sitting and knitting by a bedside while you wait for that time. I had a woman in this week who said that she was just able to come back to knitting after a long time. Her mother had had a terrible accident, and they used to knit together, and and for her, the knitting became very attached to that traumatic time and the loss of her mother. And now, after years, she was finding she was able to return to it. So there's a lot that goes on between you and your knitting that you may not even be consciously aware of. Then there are the people that knit for charity, and especially in the shawl kind of ministries that are out there, you are supposed to be very purposely filling that shawl that you are knitting for someone with love and positive thoughts and prayers for a good outcome. And maybe even praying while you knit that. That's very clearly a very specific send to a very specific item. Because a lot of the knitting that we might do for charity, we don't know who's going to end up with it. We kind of just hope it's somebody that cherishes it and that takes comfort in it. But it's sort of like a detached love. There's no focus as far as a person goes. It's just kind of a generalized love. Then we get to that next level where we might knit for family members. And I know some of you out there knit things that you enjoy knitting, that you love knitting, or that you want to try and experiment a new yarn with, and you just have a collection of knit items for when those family members visit, and they get to go through them, and if they see something they like, you're happy, they're happy, and they walk off with a great knitted gift. Well, there's love there, and it may not be directly to that one person, but it is directed towards your family, and hopefully we call those people knit worthy. They see not just the item, but the care and purpose that you put in making that item. Again, you might not have had that specific person in mind, but you did have someone close to you in mind, and hopefully they appreciate it and care for it with the respect that it deserves. And then the next step up from that is when that loved one, and there are two steps to this, when that loved one sees you knitting something and is just overjoyed or overcome with desire. I love that, Mom or Nana. I want that. I will really enjoy having that. And maybe it wasn't meant for them. Maybe you didn't start out making it for them. but you decide, well, that's enough. That's enough recognition right there. I will definitely gift it to them. And, you know, you can't wait to get it off the needles so that they can enjoy it as much as you enjoyed making it. And the other side of that is when they ask you, one of your family members asks you to knit them something. I've talked about this before. I made a sweater for my son. It's the dude sweater from a movie whose name I can't ever remember. The Big Lebowski. And when he asked me to knit him that sweater, I nearly fell off my chair in the rush to get the yarn going. He wears that sweater all the time, literally all the time, and gets comments about it and enjoys it so much. I am now at the point where I'm realizing I should probably make that sweater again for him and just sort of keep it in the when I'm gone chest, so that for the rest of his life he will have that treasured sweater to wear. Hey Deb, so I think I'm going to do that. That just occurred to me last night when I was thinking about this, that I will leave that for him so that he can always enjoy that sweater. So you bring that person to the yarn store and they get to pick out the yarn and the color, and you get to knit that piece for them. And that's love that goes both ways, because that person that you're knitting for recognizes the love you have not only for them but for your knitting. And it just sort of makes a complete circle in my mind for me. Yeah, that you get to share the love of something that you love to do with people that you love. And that's why I called it the invisible gift. Hold on. No. Because it's the part of knitting that's not always recognized. The part of knitting that might be taken for granted. But it's the big part of knitting. And I think deep down, it's one of the big reasons why all of us love to knit so much. Whether it's for ourselves or for somebody in our life that's really special. Okay, I'm good. So when you're knitting this week, think about that. Think about the feelings, the hopes, the dreams, the love that you're able to send through your hands, through those knitting needles, and into that yarn. And hopefully, when you go knit something this week, it will bring you a great deal of joy. So I'll see you on Thursday, and hope you get in to see Kate on Wednesday. And if not, remember the shop hop starts on August 7th. So we have one more week before all of that hecticness begins. Enjoy the week. I love this part of August when we have sort of washed out the humidity and the air feels wonderful. And I thought I would be eaten alive out here with mosquitoes, but I haven't really had one yet. Maybe it's because I'm still in the shade. But anyway, be careful of those mosquitoes and definitely go knit something. Bye.